Please, moment of silence for Will Disley. Well, the tight end position just got a lot tougher. If it wasn't already tough enough, but let's take a look. See, maybe we have a good start out there. Maybe. Who's Will Disley's backup? Luke Wilson? Maybe we don't. What's crack-a-lackin'? My voice just cracked so hard. It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead and do the YouTube thing. It's much appreciated, much obliged. Shoo! Well, this is my last video. I ain't cutting that. Let's go ahead and let's go to who to start this week. Now we're gonna be talking about tight ends. It's a tough position to project. It's a tough position to get right. Let's see if we can get it right. It's gonna start with the Thursday night game, Denver versus the Chiefs. And I don't like Noah Fant, so no way. As far as Travis Kelce, tough matchup. The Broncos are 10th against opposing tight ends. Pretty good. Alexander Johnson, their linebacker there, has done a pretty good job in coverage. So, oh man, Travis Kelce, but I think he's still without a touchdown this year. It's been a kind of rough road for him, but you know what? He's still getting targets. And at the tight end position, that's all you can ask for is targets. Just look at the tight end. Just look at him. It's all about Miami versus Buffalo. Miami, nah. Really? I mean, every video, I bang on my team. I love the Dolphins. I hate starting Dolphins players. Guess what? You don't do it. Buffalo, though, Dawson Knox, man. This is Miami. They're a really good play. They're a really good defense to play. So Dawson Knox is a desperation play if you have to. If you're that unfortunate Will Disley owner. Desperation play only. Let's talk about the Rams versus the Falcons. I just want to first say maybe I was a little wrong about Gerald Everett. I think a lot of people were because his workload looked huge, but it could have been the matchup. It was a pretty good matchup. He's got a good matchup this week against Atlanta. I mean, they're 20th against opposing tight ends, and they gave up a touchdown to tight end from Arizona. Arizona never throws the tight end, and somehow the Falcons gave away a touchdown to a tight end that plays for the Cardinals. So Gerald might not be a bad play this week. Now, Austin Hooper, he's a great player. He's been a great play all year. You start Austin Hooper. The Rams are 19th against opposing tight ends, so start Austin Hooper. Jacksonville versus Cincinnati. Jacksonville, no, there ain't nobody there. As far as Cincinnati, Tyler Eifert, Uzomah, man. No, I just don't trust him. Constantly, I've tried to trust Tyler Eifert this year, and I've been burned, so I tell you, Tyler Eifert, no more. Minnesota versus Detroit. Kyle Rudolph, Irv Smith Jr., they haven't really done much. These guys, they're just not great for fantasy. And Detroit's 10th against opposing tight ends. Hawkinson, though, might be a good play this week. Minnesota, they're 22nd against opposing tight ends. And TJ Hawkinson he's been getting looked at. Yet again this week, he had a dropped touchdown. I think that's like his third or fourth on the year. So, man, if you're struggling at the tight end position, Hawkinson is a good upside play. Oakland versus Green Bay. Waller, man. Waller's too good to sit, man. Have you not heard? Derek Carr loves him some Darren Waller, even in a tough matchup against Green Bay. And then Jimmy Graham. It really depends. Depends on who's hurt. If there's no Adams, no Allison, then Jimmy Graham looks a little better in a pretty decent matchup. Raiders, they're 27th against opposing tight ends, so the matchup is there. I would really, though, I would like Graham better if Adams and Allison couldn't play. And then Houston versus Indianapolis. Let's start with Indianapolis because the Colts, they face Houston. They're 4th against opposing tight ends. And I'm no longer going to try to defend Eric Ebron. I'm no longer going to try to defend Jack Doyle. They just aren't a good fantasy play. As far as Darren Fells, man, I'm done. I'm not going to fight it any longer. I keep saying I don't like Fells as a fantasy tight end option, and he is just, man. And he's produced, and it's not like, at first I was like, oh, he's just touchdown dependent, and then last week he gets 9 targets, 6 receptions. It's a good matchup. The Colts are 30th against opposing tight ends, so I might regret this. Darren Fells is a start. Arizona versus the Giants. Let's start with the easy one. Evan Ingram is facing the Cardinals. The Cardinals, who get scored on by every tight end in the league. Evan Ingram should have a field day here. In theory, Evan Ingram should have a field day. As far as Arizona tight ends, don't start Max Williams. Are you serious? I know he got a touchdown last week. Cardinals never use their tight ends. Even the commentaries, because I was watching the game, were surprised. They were like, oh, look at that. Falcons didn't see that coming, because they never do it. The Cardinals never use their tight ends. You don't bank on a fluke. Let's talk about San Fran versus Washington. Kittle, he's an obvious start. Just start Kittle. George Kittle is amazing. And is Vernon Davis hurt? Even if he is able to play, I don't like this matchup. San Fran is really good. Ian, Jeremy Sprinkle, same, second verse, same as the first. Got it right. I don't know if I used it in this video or last video, but I had troubles with it. I just want you to know that. Look at me breaking the fourth wall. Chargers versus the Titans. Hunter Henry, man, went off, and now he faces Tennessee, who, pretty good defense, not against tight ends, though. Hunter Henry is a start. And then Delaney Walker, looks like he started getting a little more targets last week, but again, it's a mixed bag. Who are we getting? Tannehill or Mariota? I'm hesitant, but I think you would start Delaney Walker. Now, let's talk about the Saints versus Chicago. Tight ends for Chicago, irrelevant. Doesn't matter. They're non-existent. They might as well call themselves the Chicago Cardinals, which they used to. And Cook, oh man, rough matchup. Bears are 17th against opposing tight ends, but I don't like it. I don't like the matchup one bit against Chicago in general. I would be hesitant to start Cook, and if I would expect a low floor. He would be a low floor play in general. Baltimore versus Seattle. No Disley, no likely for me to start Luke Wilson though. Even like Disley was hurt early in that game, and then Luke Wilson then proceeded to do a whole lot of nothing. So I don't like Luke Wilson as a substitute for Disley. And then Andrews, he's facing Seattle, who's had problems with opposing tight ends. We saw that in the game against the Rams with Gerald Everett. So Mark Andrews should be a really good play this week. And then Philly versus Dallas. You're starting Zach Ertz. It's Zach Ertz. As far as Witten looks a little more attractive with Cooper out. But if you've been starting Witten this year, you kind of know what you're getting. Maybe a 4 to 6 point game, depending on how your league works. And then the Monday night game, we got New England versus the Jets. Let me tell you a story. How last week I picked the wrong tight end from New England. I went with Matt instead of Ryan. Ryan still only put up, Ryan Izzo put up, 4 points maybe? But, yeah, no thanks. I don't want any part of that. And I think they just signed Ben Watson too, so re-signed him, I should say. And then the Jets, I will wait a week. Chris Herndon is out of the whole protocol. He's practicing, but it's still, even if he plays, it's still a bad matchup for him against a very, 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 very good Patriots defense. That's it for the video. Go ahead, do the YouTube thing. Be on the look. I got a 7-round mock draft coming out. It's either Thursday or Friday, one of the two. But till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.